What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. I just want to say, hey, thank you so much for watching. I always really do appreciate you taking the time to watch a video. Do me a favor if you haven't done so, hit the like button. It always helps out the video more than you'll know. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I do a lot of New York Giants content as well as New York Giants live streams and hangouts. So if you'll subscribe and ring the bell, I do appreciate you watching. Come on by tonight, 10 o'clock. I'll be live with my guy, Online Big Blue Sports. We'll be talking about the first half of the New York Giants and what we can look forward to in the second half. Hopefully it's a much better second half than it was the first half. And in this video, we're going to talk about the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. The legendary Jim Mora. Some of the best sound bites you've ever heard from a coach. Jim Mora. Amazing. We sucked. We couldn't do diddly poo on offense. We sucked. I wish coaches were more animated and honest like the legendary Jim Mora was. I really do. So let's talk about the plays. I see a lot of Giants content creators, and I see it on Twitter, and I see it on Instagram talking about the playoffs. We're 3-6. Listen. I try to be as realistic as I can. At the end of the day, I'm a fan, and sometimes I do wear the Fandom glasses. It's rare, but I try to step back and look at the New York Giants as an outside observer a lot of times, and I try not to wear the Fandom glasses that are always color glasses and see everything as rainbows and puppy dogs here at the Giants. I try to give you my honest assessment of what this team is. But at the end of the day, sometimes my fandom does take over, and I think a lot of times people do think with their hearts and not their heads. But I want to talk about the realistic opportunity for the New York Giants to make the playoffs, okay? And I'm going to say this. We're 3-6. Now, last year at 3-6, we might have had a chance because this division was garbaggio, okay? The Dallas Cowboys, I know they got crushed by Denver. That was an aberration. Dallas is a good team, and I don't think anybody in this division is catching them. So, obviously, if we're going to make the playoffs, we'd have to win the wild card. And I do believe Atlanta's only about a game and a half ahead of us. Of course, Atlanta beat us earlier in the year, and you could look back at a couple of plays here and a couple of plays there, and we could be 6-3, and I understand that. And I get that, but you know what? We're not. And it doesn't matter what could have been. We're not 6-3. We're not 4-5. We're not 5-4. We are 3-6. Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. I know we've been injured a lot this year. We've had a lot of injuries. The offensive line's been terrible. I understand there's a lot of problems with the Giants. As a fan, I always believe before every game we can win. I believe we can beat any team. Now, that's as a fan. Now, looking at it realistically, it's not realistic, okay? We can't beat every team. We have a very tough Tampa Bay team coming up next Monday on the 22nd. Again, going into the game, I'm going to think that we can win. I'm going to think if we can execute and do all the things that we're supposed to do to win a game that we can win. But realistically, are we going to beat the defending champions? I mean, that's not Derek Carr going to overthrow a wide-open Waller in the end zone. This is Tom Brady we're talking about. It's Mike Evans. It's all that. It's Rob Gronkowski. It's the defending Super Bowl champions and a guy that's won 7 titles. So this isn't going to – we're not going to get breaks against Tampa. We're going to have to make our own breaks against Tampa Bay. If we have any shot at the place, we'd have to win that game. And there's no doubt about it. Now, the schedule gets a little bit easier after Tampa Bay. There's no doubt about it. We have the Eagles twice. And listen, the Eagles are not good. Are we better than the Eagles? I'm not going to say we're better than the Eagles, but I don't think the Eagles are better than us either. I think at the end of the day, the Eagles and Giants are very similar, and I think whoever executes better at the end of the day is going to win those games. The Bears stink. I think we can beat them. Miami's terrible. I think we can beat them too. And then Washington, who we should have beat the first time we played them, they're no good either. That's 5 games that we should be able to win. Then, of course, you have Dallas. It's going to be very difficult to beat Dallas. And in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be very difficult to beat them going across the country. So if you look at it and we have 5 wins left, we'd be 8-9. So if we don't beat Tampa Bay. The playoffs, probably not a realistic thing to look at right now, Giants fans. I know you'd love to, and I know we've won 2 out of our last 3, and it's kind of mirroring what we did last year. It seems like the defense is starting to catch on. It's played a lot better. This is kind of what happened in the second half last year. The Giants' defense started to play a lot better, and we won a lot of close, ugly games carried by the defense, which is the way we beat the Raiders and the way we beat the Panthers. I mean, I know we won 25-3, but that game was 5-3 at halftime, so it's not like we really blew them out of the water till the end of the game. We got a couple of meaningless touchdowns that kind of made the score look more like we blew them out, and we really didn't. It was much closer than that final score indicated. However, again, I just think that the Giants' defense is getting better, and hopefully it continues to play well. The offense, however, has a lot left to be desired. And this is the problem with the offense. I know we've been beat up. Everyone's like, oh, Galladay's hurt, and Saquon's hurt, and the offensive line stinks, and Jason Garrett this, and Daniel Jones that. Listen, I don't know if this offense is getting better, and I can't see the offense getting better. No matter who comes back here, the first 3 games of the season, we had every piece there, outside of maybe Evan Ingram for 2 games, okay? But offensive line, obviously, we knew that was a question going in, but Galladay was healthy, Saquon was healthy, Shep was healthy, Kadarius Toney was healthy. They just didn't play him. Board was healthy. Pettis was healthy. Everybody was healthy. We were 0-3. The problem with the offense is this. No matter who you want to blame, and there is plenty of blame to go around between everybody. So if you want to blame Daniel Jones, blame him. If you want to blame the O-line, blame it. If you want to blame the injuries, blame it. And if you want to blame Jason Garrett, blame him. The fact of the matter is, no matter who's to blame, the offense is what it is. And unless there's some magical switch that this team all of a sudden is going to find it and become a better offensive team in the second half, I don't know how many games we can win. How many times can you rely on the defense to win games? So again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the season is completely over, but looking at it realistically, I don't see how we make the playoffs. I just don't think there's enough there to win enough games. Now, unless other teams falter, you never know. I mean, there's still a long ways to go. I mean, we got 8 games left. There's a long ways to go. But if we don't beat Tampa Bay and we're sitting there looking at 3-7, it's going to be almost impossible to get into the postseason. As a Giants fan, you want to root, you want to hope that's beyond hope somehow they get in there. But I'm going to say this to you too. I would love to make the playoffs. I always want to get in the playoffs. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if we get blown out in the first round of the playoffs. I want to get in the playoffs. I want to be above 500. I'm sick of this team losing. I can't stand it. But if you're a Giants fan, do you want to go 9-8 and make the playoffs and get blown out and keep Dave Gettleman here? Do you want to keep Joe Judge? Do you want to keep Jason Garrett? I mean, what do you want to do? At the end of the day, this team's not good enough to win a Super Bowl. You would like to see them get in the playoffs, though, and improve and hopefully go forward next year and get better. That's obviously the goal. But if this team makes the playoffs, man, Dave Gettleman's coming back here. I don't know how he wouldn't. So, I mean, it's a tough thing to go through. Again, we got to take this one game at a time. There's no doubt about that. We can look forward to all these games and games we should have won and games we could have won and games we could win going forward and games we may lose and what we need to do on offense and what we need to do on defense. But at the end of the day, we have to take these games one game at a time. It starts in Tampa Bay. I said this on online, by the way, with Tim coming on the channel tonight, I said this on his thing. We get to 500. At some point, we get to 500, then I'll start to believe. But right now at 3-6, it's difficult to think that this team all of a sudden is going to figure it out offensively and start scoring 28 to 34 points a game. Now, we may not need to score that many points in a lot of these games, but we're going to have to score. We average less than 20 points a game. And again, no matter who you want to blame for the offensive failures and struggles of this team that struggles, it doesn't matter who's to blame, okay? The offense is what it is. It's just not, it's not a good offense. It is not a high-flying, high-scoring offense. It isn't, and it continues to struggle in the red zone. And unless this team figures out somehow, some way to put the ball into the end zone, man, I don't know how many games are going to win in the second half. Again, I don't know how much you can rely on your defense to win all these games. Schedule gets easier. There's definitely winnable games. But again, we could lose all these games too because we've been in 3 games. We lost 3 close ones. We were able to beat the Raiders. It's the first time in Daniel Jones' career he beat a team above 500. Hopefully that continues going forward. Hopefully the Giants use this off week to get healthy and figure out some new offensive plays and get better. This is all we can hope for. But as far as the playoffs go, man, that's such a long ways away. I think that it's an extreme reach to think this team can find a way to win that many games. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. We all know that. And I hope I'm wrong here. But, again, I think we got to take this one game at a time. We beat Tampa. We beat Philly. We get to 5-6. Then, then I think we can start saying, okay, maybe this team's turned a corner. But we all know, man, this team's taken 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's done this for years. And hopefully with the win against the Raiders, and maybe they can pull off a major upset against Tampa, and then maybe they get some momentum going. But this game against Tampa Bay, in my opinion, is huge. And again, we'll see what we got. I'm looking forward to the game. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to blow the Giants out. I'll be completely honest with you. I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I have that feeling. And again, at the end of the day, man, I'm a fan, and I feel like we can win every game before we go into it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you Tampa Bay is going to blow us out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we can't win. But the likelihood is it's going to be a very tough game for us to win unless we play absolutely perfect football. We haven't done it all season. And hopefully they figure it out with the extra week off. That's all I can say. Anyway, I appreciate you guys and girls watching. Thank you so much again. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. And of course, leave your opinion down below. If you think we're going to make the playoffs, let me know why you think we're going to make the playoffs. And if you think we're not, let me know why you don't think we're going to make the playoffs. So all I got in this video. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Come by 10 o'clock. Me and Online Big Blue are going to talk all about this. Take your questions from the chat. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.